A live look in Fort Atkinson tonight. That fire on the 700 block of Oak Street is still burning. This to conserve the city's water supply. NBC 15 has been on the ground all day, and NBC 15's Michelle Beck will join us with the latest information in less than 5 minutes. But right now, a first alert day as another round of severe weather rolls through southern Wisconsin. Now, we captured this video right outside of our station right after the storms moved out. A beautiful calm to the end of the storms, but now that means many communities are still cleaning up tonight. We have team coverage tonight. Let's start with meteorologist Brian Dukes. Now, Brian, this active night, part of a series of first alert weather days.
Yeah, Maria, we just haven't had time to kind of catch up and relax. You can rest assured tonight, though, that there won't be a whole lot more to worry about. Skies are clearing. The rain is pushing over Lake Michigan, and through tomorrow morning, we're going to be okay. But I do want to tell you that tomorrow is another day we need to be weather aware. It is another first alert day here at NBC 15. A slight risk of severe weather already covering just about all of southern Wisconsin. This would be for the afternoon and evening hours. We are expecting yet another round of strong and severe storms to roll through the region. Gusty winds and hail would be the main threat. Can't rule out an isolated tornado and perhaps some isolated flooding concerns. I don't think the threat is as great as it was today, but it is going to be something we have to watch rather closely, and chances are we will be dealing with at least a couple of strong to severe storms. On top of that, a heat advisory is back in place for Madison and points southward before the storms arrive. Also, just like today, the temperatures will heat up. We're expecting heat index values that will likely be into the lower 100s. A lot to talk about. We're going to track these storms out a little bit better, though, coming up in your full first alert forecast.
Brian, thanks. You're tracking the storm and damage reports minute by minute, so we'll check in with you when the next round of reports comes in. Now, team coverage continues with NBC 15's Caroline Peterson. Caroline, you've been following damage reports from Brian for the past couple hours, and you've now found a tree crashed into a woman's home.
Yeah, guys, take a look at this. It's a little bit dark now, but you can see this tree completely uprooted and actually fell on this home on the far east side of Madison. Crews actually left just about an hour ago after shifting that tree off of the roof and chopping up some branches to later take away, most likely tomorrow. They luckily, no one was hurt here. Just one person was home at the time, and the homeowner told me she couldn't see the tree from inside, but she's still not sure how much damage was ultimately done to the roof here. She spoke to us about what she heard when this happened.
I was just coming up to move my plants and I heard a big crash and opened the door. So I literally just opened the door right after I heard the crash and the tree was down. There was no rain at the time. It was just had been windy.
Earlier this evening, I spoke to the city of Madison. They told me there's at least 40 down trees across the city. And we were just driving around this far east side neighborhood and saw at least 4 that were uprooted. Live in Madison, Caroline Peterson, NBC 15 News.
Caroline, thank you. Let's now go to NBC 15's Elizabeth Wattis. Elizabeth, you're keeping a close eye on power outages.
Maria, that's right. And crews are working hard at restoring power tonight. But right now in south central Wisconsin, more than 9,200 people are in the dark. The majority of these outages right now are in communities slightly south and west of Madison, 7,800 in those spots, about 1,400 of those coming from the Madison area. So if you are out of power right now tonight and you haven't reported it yet, power companies say you should. The more reports, the faster crews will respond. Live in the studio, Elizabeth Wattis, NBC 15 News.
Elizabeth, thank you. Those outages may lead to more issues this week. Heat, that is another major concern. Team coverage continues with NBC 15's Taj Mahal.
I checked in with county officials who say heat is one of the leading causes of weather-related deaths here in Wisconsin. Kids and older adults are the most at risk. If your power goes out or you need cool shelter in this dangerous heat this week, there are options. Officials with the city of Madison say libraries or senior centers are good places to go during the day. Now, for the evenings, there are shelters open, or you can reach out to the Dane County Emergency Management or the Red Cross. In dangerous heat, it's also important to drink plenty of water and keep an eye on your pets. Live in the newsroom, Taj Mahal, NBC 15 News.
Tajma, thank you. Our newsroom has gotten so many images and video from you. These are out of Verona. You can see the damaged trees here and new video out of Lodi as the storms rolled in. Thank you so much to Tamara and Sue for sending us these pictures and videos. Both our newsroom and First Alert Weather Center are going to continue monitoring conditions throughout the rest of your night. Stay with us on air and online. Another reminder of how important it is to get our First Alert Weather app. It's free. And you can send localized weather alerts. They will be sent right to your phone. Now, that fire in Fort Atkinson now burning for more than 10 hours. Officials say a warehouse there is a total loss. The city's fire chief reporting no deaths or major injuries. NBC 15's investigators spoke with the owner of that building tonight. He confirms the loss in damages will be in the millions of dollars. Take a look at the scope of this fire. These videos were sent to us by Heather and Cindy. You can see the plumes of smoke here, and we're still waiting to learn what building is on fire and the cause. NBC 15's Michelle Beck is live in Fort Atkinson. Michelle, the good news is residents who are evacuated are now able to return home, but there is a new warning from Fort Atkinson police tonight.
Yeah, hey Maria, within the hour, Fort Atkinson police issued this update to their social media, a weather warning. Due to a shift in the winds, residents are asked to shelter in place and keep their windows closed. All this as the fire continues to burn through the night.
I was sitting in the house and heard a sound like a gunshot, muffled gunshot. And then shortly thereafter there were sirens, so I went out the back and looked out and saw the billowing black smoke.
Fort Atkinson Fire says the first reports of heavy smoke came in Tuesday around noon.
I've seen things like this over my lifetime, but not in close proximity, not in my own backyard.
According to Fire Chief Daryl Roush, flames erupted in a warehouse at the 700 block of Oak Street. He says no one was inside, just large tires, cans, and some chemicals.
I can tell you from experience, this will most likely go down as an undetermined fire because the building is a complete loss and collapse. It's unlikely that we will ever prove definitively what the cause was.
By Tuesday afternoon, the chief says crews stopped the fire from spreading. This as they also worked to tackle the heat. With temps in the 90s, Chief Roush says he got help from about 150 firefighters.
Generally, we work through about a 40-minute operational period for each firefighter before we rehab them. Today, we're only working on a 20-minute rotation, so it takes a lot more people in order to be able to accomplish that.
The chief said 2 firefighters were treated for heat-related injuries. Meanwhile, for residents,
wonderful officer from the city came up and told us that the city has now requested that everybody on the block evacuate.
Evacuation was mandatory for some. Fort Atkinson police said about 50 people total were displaced.
Everything in that house is replaceable. You know, human lives aren't. So I just err on the side of caution.
City officials opened up the municipal building as a cooling site as the blaze with an unknown origin kept neighbors watching and crews working. Fighting this fire has been such a massive effort all today. City officials report at least, 5 different counties are helping out in this effort. Live in Fort Atkinson, Michelle Beck, NBC 15 News.
Michelle, thank you. We know fighting the flames drained much of the city's water system. Right now, water towers are down to about 15 feet. That is the minimum needed to operate the city. In total, about 1 million gallons of water has been pumped onto the flames. Again, still a lot of questions tonight. We're waiting to learn the cause of this fire, so stay with us on air and online as we monitor the flames. Breaking news right now, Madison police are investigating a shooting on the southwest side. We're working for a more specific location right now. We know one person was injured, and we will keep you updated on the NBC 15 News app for the latest information. And new into the newsroom, Wedge's Bar in Janesville now faces $125,000 in damages after a fire there. One firefighter did suffer a heat-related injury. We're still waiting to learn the cause of that fire. In Milwaukee, Summerfest will now require a COVID-19 vaccine for attendees, so you'll need to show proof at the door or show a negative test result from the last 72 hours. Now, these types of demands are causing some backlash. Today, protesters gathering at the state capitol rallying against mandated vaccines. Organizers clarified they're not against vaccines per se, just those forced to get them. A reminder, some locally owned restaurants are taking other actions. Nearly 20 now require staff and customers to wear masks. We have a full list of those on NBC15.com. This is a move mirrored by several school districts. Sun Prairie area, Verona area, and the Madison Metropolitan School Districts are just a few now requiring masks. And right now, vaccination numbers are climbing among Wisconsin inmates. The State Department of Corrections says nearly 70% of those eligible in the state prisons are fully vaccinated. Statewide, we are 0.2 percentage points away from half the population being vaccinated. That number, 49.8%. Here is what community transmission looks like in Wisconsin right now. Remember, the agency recommends counties in the orange and the red mask up. One thing we want to emphasize here, a good portion of our viewing area now has high transmission tonight. That is in the red. Part of that is due to rising COVID-19 cases in teens and children. For example, during the first week of August, the state recorded 269 cases for teens between the ages of 14 to 17, a trend we're seeing across the country. In Little Rock, 23 patients under 18 were admitted to the system last week. In Houston, that number is more than 30. According to the CDC, at least 81 children in the U.S. have died of COVID-19 between March and July. Locally, health officials are calling for broader COVID-19 testing in the community. The message from UW Health, testing is still as necessary as ever as the Delta variant spreads. And we checked back in with the Fitchburg Family Pharmacy today to see if testing still is high there. Pharmacy officials say yes, it is. Monday, 200 tests were performed, and today it was on track to do another 200 tests. We checked in with public health last week, and we were told health officials are not planning to revert the Alliant Energy Center back into the mass testing site right now. A busy day at the state capitol. There are two things we want to highlight for you tonight. First, a Democratic state senator is renewing the push for Wisconsin to legalize marijuana. Senator Melissa Agard introducing a bill to legalize cannabis for adult use and medical purposes. Now, numerous other attempts to pass similar legislation have failed. And the governor also vetoed 6 bills that would have added new restrictions on absentee voting in the state. Supporters argued these laws would make elections more secure. But the governor says the proposals would add more barriers for the elderly and the disabled to cast a ballot. Wisconsin Congressman Ron Kind will not seek re-election. The La Crosse Democrat claims he's, quote, running out of gas. Kind took office in 1997 and is currently Wisconsin's longest-serving member of Congress. Still ahead at 10, a busy news day. Let's just take a moment to smile. But first, the most up-to-date information from our First Alert weather team after another active evening.